What's up, YouTube? Shady West Coast here, and today we're going to be doing something a little different. We're not going to be playing a game. We're going to be talking about the state of MLB The Show 22, and it's not in a good place right now. If you have a Twitter, YouTube, or Twitch, I'm sure you've seen your favorite content creator complain about the hitting engine and the bloop hits, the off PCI home runs, the line drives, perfect outs. It's just you're getting rewarded a lot more for poor input than you are good input, and according to SDS, that is not how the game is supposed to play. So you can definitely say the game is broken right now. This is not clickbait. The game is broken. We're going to be showing you some clips of why that is, and we're also going to be showing you some stuff that SDS said about the gameplay to support the theory, not even a theory, to support the statement that gameplay is broken. But first, let me give a couple disclaimers. One, I'm not saying that the game is not fun. I'm still enjoying the game. I'm still enjoying getting on and streaming. It's just a lot of times things could be going perfectly fine one game, and then the next few games, it's back to the BS that makes you want to play for a couple innings and then completely get off the game. And you can see how that'd be a problem for content creators. I mean, even casuals, when you're going through that, it doesn't make the game fun to play. And it's plagued in every game mode. It's not just ranked seasons on lower difficulties. It's ranked seasons even on higher difficulties. It's in events. It's in BR. The only game modes that seem not to be plagued with it are offline game modes such as Conquest, mini seasons, stuff like that. So if you enjoy offline, then don't even bother watching this video. Like if you only play offline, this video is not for you. Now, second thing, if you enjoy the game, you don't see any problems with it, that's completely fine. Don't let any of your content creators, anybody that you watch, any of your friends sway your opinion on the game. If you enjoy it, that's all that matters. Continue playing the game. You can mute out people that are complaining about the game. Do what you got to do to continue being happy while playing the game. The game is broken whether you see it or not, but enjoy it. It doesn't matter if it's broken. If you're having fun, that's all that matters. With that being said, let me show you something that's gonna shut up a lot of the guys that say that's just baseball. Bloop hits happen in real life, and line drives happen in real life. You're not gonna get a hit every time. You're not gonna get a home run every perfect. Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at this. The casual setting provides an easier, fun pickup and play experience with an emphasis on learning the game. This is one of the three gameplay styles, okay? This is strictly offline. You cannot apply this to online gameplay. Fair enough, right? Now, simulation. This is what a lot of you think that MLB The Show 22 and 21 and 20 are the default setting for. It's not. We're not playing on simulation, okay? Simulation provides an authentic MLB experience that plays true to players and team settings. A real-life player gets on base 3 out of 7 times, and that's considered elite. Motherfucker, we are not playing real-life baseball, okay? Get that through your head. This is simulation, and if we were playing on simulation for online gameplay, you would not hear a word come out of my mouth. I would shut the hell up forever and never complain about this game again, okay? But that's not the case. We are playing on competitive. Competitive means user stick skills reign supreme. When playing in an online head-to-head game, this is a setting that will be applied regardless of your local setting choice. When playing in an online head-to-head game, this is the setting that will be applied regardless of your local setting choice. I don't know how many times you gotta read that. If you want me to pause here for a little bit for you to read it again, then I will do that. Okay? So next time somebody says that's just baseball, or you're not gonna get a hit every time, lineouts happen in real life, oh, you could be very late and get a bloop single and that's completely fine. Show them this. Link them this video. Timestamp this section right here. Take a screenshot. Do what you need to do. In fact, screenshot this video right now so you can have it ready to go next time somebody says that's just baseball. Okay? Because while it is just baseball, we are not just playing baseball. We are playing a video game where user stick skills reign supreme. According to SDS, the developers of this game, if you want to argue with somebody, argue with your grandmother, someone that has equal knowledge to you on the subject at hand, because everyone else knows that we're playing on competitive. It's as simple as that. Okay? Now that we got that out of the way, let's go over some of the problems with the hitting, okay? Okay, I'm gonna show you a few clips. All these clips that I have right here are in a span of about 4 or 5 games. It is on events, and I know some of you are gonna say this is common pitchers versus higher rated hitters. Let me explain a few things to you real quick. It doesn't matter what pitcher you're using. Once you let go of the ball, everything is fair game. Everything's equal, okay? The only things that matter are hit per 9. That's gonna make the PCI bigger or smaller for your opponent depending on your rating. K per 9 is gonna make the outer PCI bigger or smaller depending on your attribute rating. Neither of those are gonna affect what happens once you make contact with the ball. It's just gonna make your PCI bigger or your outer PCI bigger. Your outer PCI is gonna make it to where you either strike out more or less depending on the size of your PCI. So that doesn't affect anything. Walk per 9s, that just makes it to where you're able to hit your spots. Clutch, it's gonna make the PCI bigger or smaller depending on your rating when runners are on base or you're in a stressful situation. That's it. It's gonna make the PCI bigger or smaller. Home run per 9 no longer has an effect on anything. It used to back in the day, no longer does. So you can just go ahead and ignore that. It's only for offline gameplay. So once you let go of the pitch in events, it doesn't matter. And we're gonna show you something that if your argument still stands that, oh, you're playing events with common pitchers in the moonshot event, I will show you something that debunks that as well. But either way, like if you've been playing the game, I don't even have to show you these clips. You guys are playing it, you see all the bloop hits, the late jammed hits. You see how prominent they are and how it happens multiple times a game for you and your opponent. Okay, so, but we're gonna show you some problems right now. We're gonna start with this clip right here. These 3 clips are in the same game. That was a late swing on an inside sinker, I believe, to get a single. Late swing right there. Look at that PCI placement. Whatever. If that was just a once in every few at bats thing, then okay. Now let's. The very next batter, Rafael Devers. Contact versus left is not high, and another bloop. Same pitch, same thing, right? I know you're probably saying, oh, and that one's closer to being very late. I know you're probably saying, oh, why would you throw the same pitch? Because he was fooled on it. That's what you're supposed to do. We are playing a game mode where user stick skill is supposed to reign supreme. Now, there's not even a guarantee that his PCI was perfectly on that. If it was perfectly on that, then again, every once in a while if a bloop hit drops, then okay. But for all we know, because SDS decided to take away the ability to look at your opponent's PCI because they wanted a way to not get as many complaints, we don't know where his PCI is. He could have his PCI literally anywhere. It's probably not centered up. In fact, when it's perfectly centered up and you're late, chances are it's going to go right at somebody. You get the bloop hits when your PCI is off and your timing's off. And very next batter, I threw the pitch again for this very reason. I wanted to show that if they had good timing, they're also going to get rewarded. So if you can get rewarded on good timing on that pitch location with the lefty, late on that pitch location with the lefty, on the verge of being very late, you'll get rewarded again. Just late probably would have been a bloop hit to right field. Perfect is obviously going to get rewarded. And I shouldn't even say perfect is going to get rewarded because perfects are out a good percentage of the swings in this game, and we're going to show you some later that was in this 5-game span. But yeah, so you get rewarded on being good, you get rewarded on being late, you could be perfect, you could be just early, just late. At that point, what is the point of having all the swing timings if you're going to get rewarded on everything, in theory? Now, on the other end of the spectrum, look at this. We're throwing an outside cutter. You want to go with that pitch, right? You want to go with that, hit it the other way, either get a home run or a double down the line, or you could be a little early and get a base hit up the middle. What about being very early? How do you counter that? You got him way out in front and it's a solid base hit. 77 contact. He does have high power, but 77 contact. Now, if these were guys with high contact that were doing this, that would make sense, right? High contact guys, they're trying to get on base by any means. They're going to fight off these pitches to get in the gaps. I mean, they're specialists to just get solid base hits. They're not trying to elevate the ball. Guys like Tony Gwynn and Kenny Lofton. But no, these are power guys. These are guys that should be hitting home runs. And they're either going to hit a moonshot or they're going to get a bloop hit. That is not balanced by any means. That is just It's outrageous. So we're gonna show a few more clips right here. This is another game. Still within that 5-game span. Look at the PCI after. Sorry, I started the clip a little too early. That one is very late on a ball inside. A ball. Very late. So again, you're getting rewarded on these. The pitcher, it does not matter who is on the mound. Confidence matters. That's another thing that they need to fix, because these bloop hits that you're giving up are lowering your pitcher's confidence. And when they have low confidence, the ball flies off the bat. That should not be a thing. Once you let go of the ball, it should be up to the hitter to make good contact. It should not just automatically be a home run because the pitcher gave up back-to-back-to-back bloop hits. That is also a problem that they need to fix. SDS, I hope you're listening. They don't really even give us a clear definition of how confidence works, but based off most users' experience, we kind of came to the conclusion that if a pitcher has low confidence, the ball is going to fly off the bat. So yeah, there's that. And now I'm going to show you some problems on the other end of the spectrum. Look, perfect. Line out, Brian Reynolds. You mean to tell me that being late is better than being perfect? This is still within that 5-game span. Here's another one right here with Trout. Somebody with extreme power. Perfect. In a 5-game span, we're getting rewarded more for being late than we are for being perfect. Now, good timing. This is a good swing with Adley Rutschman. It's a line out. This isn't the worst thing in the world for that to be an out, right? It's when you start putting all of this together with the fact that you're getting rewarded on those awful hits that it starts to become a problem. Now, Wander Franco, sorry. Another very good swing, going the other way with it, and you're penalized. They'd rather you be very early on it to get a weak base hit to right field, as you guys saw earlier. That shows that the game is broken. Don't call it good timing then if you're going to be penalized for being good timing. Here's another clip of someone get rewarded. That's a late hit, solid base hit the other way. Mookie Betts, 85 contact, 70 power. That's just not how the game should work, right? Especially when they're saying user stick skills reign supreme. That's not how it should work. Okay, now some possible solutions for this, and everyone's gonna have their own opinion on this. All I can do is give mine. If you disagree, by all means put it in the comment section. If you agree, put it in the comment section. But I'm just gonna talk about what I think would work. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I would know how to code that. SDS has had it in the past where it seemed like it was closer to this, so I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. So guys like Kenny Lofton, these are the only people that should be getting those bloop hits that are, you got late timing, very late timing on those inside pitches that you're just able to get over the infielder's head to where it drops for a base hit. I don't think anybody can complain if Kenny Lofton is the one getting those hits. Are people going to complain? Yes, but I mean, at the end of the day, you're sacrificing the ability to hit moonshots with the ability to get these solid base hits. Get on base by any means necessary. Try to get those stolen bases. Play that small ball. Right now, those high power, low contact guys are able to do both. You're going to get the bloop hits. You're also going to get the off PCI home runs. You shouldn't be able to do that. So with a guy like Kenny Lofton, have a little more margin for error when it comes to getting a solid base hit with good timing. If you're a little bit off of it, you can still get that solid base hit. If you're a little late, very late on those inside pitches, as long as your PCI is perfect, you know what? You fought it over the third baseman's head. Go ahead and take that bloop single. You're not dealing with the home runs and the bloop single, so it's a good trade-off. Now, guys like let's see. Okay, let's talk about this Aaron Judge. If someone were to use him, now, should you be getting those bloop hits with a guy like him with 77 contact, 59 contact? Absolutely not. Look at that power. So say you were very late on inside pitch, like the ones that I just showed you. It shouldn't be a bloop. It should be lobbed up long enough to where the outfielder can reach it, because he has enough power to where he's still trying to swing as hard as he can, but it's gonna go over to the right fielder and he's gonna catch it. It's gonna go over the center fielder, he's gonna catch it. That ball's gonna hang up a lot longer for the outfielder to catch it. And alternatively, he's gonna get rewarded with home runs when he's a little bit off the PCI. You know, like having a little more margin for error when it comes to the home runs. If you got a little bit under it, you got a little bit to the left of it, a little bit to the right, he's still able to fight it off over the fence. Not something that's gonna happen every time, but a little more margin for error, because that's the trade-off. Now you're gonna be getting home runs or solid base hits when you get good timing, but you shouldn't get rewarded for the poor timing. You shouldn't get rewarded for solid base hits when you're off the PCI completely. But if you miss it a little bit, then it should be a home run or a double in the gap. Now, it's a lot easier said than done to get that to work, but it is something that I feel like was really good in MLB The Show 19. Obviously, the hitting engine was a lot different back then. There was only one PCI. There was no outer PCI, inner PCI. It was all merged into one. And I do believe that that combined with Perfect Perfects would be solid to see come back. I know some people like the inner outer PCI stuff. I believe that the game went downhill since they took it out. MLB 20 was good. It was pretty good. But 21 and 22 have just gone completely downhill since then. Do I think that they could fix the hitting engine with the inner and outer PCI? Yes, but at the current moment, it's a problem, and it just seems like there's too much RNG. So let's talk about the inner PCI. That top PCI right there, if you get a Perfect Perfect and it hits the top PCI, practically it's saying that you got under the ball with Perfect Perfect, so it's a Perfect Perfect fly ball. If you have an 80 power or higher, chances are it's going to be a home run depending on the stadium that you're at or the part of the field that you hit it at, but it's going to be a home run for the most part. If you get it on that center dot, the one that's a little smaller than the top dot right here, because we're using Yordan Alvarez and he's more of a power hitter, if you get in that center one, a lot of things that can happen. It could be a home run, it could be a solid single, it could be a double in the gap, it could be a line out, it could be a fly out. It's just random when it comes to the center dot, but more often than not it's going to be a solid base hit. Sometimes it's a single, but yeah, if you hit that bottom dot, doesn't matter if you do it with the contact hitter, doesn't matter if you do it with the power hitter, if you hit that bottom dot, it's going to be one of two things. It's either going to be a line out to the infielder or it's going to be a solid base hit. Every once in a while you're going to kind of be able to curve it around the third or the first baseman, or it'll just go right past them and it's going to be a double down the line. But for the most part, it's either going to be a single or an out. That doesn't seem very worth it to me at the end of the day. You're getting perfect timing, perfect PCI placement, and it's just an out or a single. Seems a little unbalanced. So one way to fix that is to make all Perfect Perfects created equal. And the reason I'm saying that is because if SDS is saying that the barrel is not represented by the PCI, why the hell is there perfect fly balls, perfect line drives, and perfect ground balls? How does that make any sense if it doesn't represent the barrel of the bat? So you're telling me if I was a second earlier on that perfect ground ball, it could have been a double in the gap because technically it wasn't a ground ball. Although I got on top of it, the barrel of the bat is not represented by the PCI. Now, if I hit the top PCI and it's a second early, it's no longer a perfect fly ball, and I have a guy like Wander Franco up there with 60 power versus right. Now, even though it would have been a perfect fly out, because I'm a second earlier, I'm actually going to get rewarded now. It could either be a home run or a double in the gap. That doesn't seem imbalanced to you? That doesn't seem like it's a problem? I know towards the end of the year it's going to be a lot better because we're going to have pretty much everyone's going to be using someone with over 80 power, and they're also going to have high contact. But we're at the beginning of the year right now, and it's probably going to be like this for a while, especially with SDS pacing the great cards a little bit better this year. We don't know when those guys are going to come out. The gameplay shouldn't be unbearable until that point. So all Perfect Perfects should just be created equal. If it's a contact hitter, make it a solid base hit or a double. If it's a power hitter, make it a home run. Make it a home run almost every time if it's Perfect. You can't get mad at the game for rewarding your opponent for getting a Perfect. Doesn't matter what part of the PCI they get it. And when you're playing on, let me show you something real quick. When you're playing on Legend, look at how small this PCI is. The margin of error between the top dot and the bottom dot is so minuscule. It's the size of the ball pretty much. Look at where that ball was just at. It's the size of the ball. So why is it that you're gonna get penalized for getting a perfect. They should all be created equal. Now I'm gonna show you a video to kind of back up what I'm saying right now. This is a perfect ground ball with Francisco Lindor. It's a single. We actually got rewarded on that. That's great that we got rewarded with the single. It could have very well been a line out. Now, this is a pitch that we got on top of, but we didn't have perfect timing. We were a little early. Again, I'm gonna show you it. We got on top of it and it's a double. We got on top of that ball, but because the PCI doesn't represent the barrel of the bat, we still got it in the air for a double. Why are we getting rewarded more for something we were a little early on, didn't have the PCI quite perfect, but it's not locked into that animation, so we got rewarded for it? That just doesn't make any sense to me. So I believe that perfect is just being created equal for the archetype that you have, whether it's a contact hitter or a power hitter. That's how it should work, in my opinion. If you get a perfect fly ball with a low power guy, it shouldn't be a fly out. Let him hit it into the gap for a double. Let it be a solid base hit. Whatever you got to do to make it to where you're getting rewarded for that. Make it to where people want to either use high contact or high power guys, or the hybrids of the both. At the end of the year, obviously you're going to take that over someone that has to sacrifice one or the other, but we could deal with that later in the year. So yeah, man, I mean, that's my thoughts on it. Whether you agree or disagree with me, I think most of you agree that SDS has to figure something out. I just gave some possible solutions. I mean, the odds that they're listening are probably low, but I don't know, man. This video was just kind of to get a talking point, hopefully get a lot more people talking more constructively instead of just complaining on Twitter. There's nothing wrong with complaining on Twitter. I'm gonna keep doing that, but every once in a while you gotta make sure that you're giving solutions or like being a little constructive with it. You don't want to just sound like you're bitching 24/7. Although if you were, it's completely justified with this game. So yeah, those are my thoughts. There's some stuff with there's like pitching I think is fine. They nerfed it. One thing I will say though, the fact that they nerfed pinpoint pitching, you can't just dot the corners like before. Make it to where the PCI mobility is reversed. You shouldn't be able to put your PCI that high out of the strike zone and that inside and under. It's making things worse than it is better, because not only is it harder to hit these pitches right here in the middle of the plate because your PCI is so sensitive, but your opponent's also, or you're getting shitty hits on balls that are outside of the zone. You're getting rewarded more on pitches that are outside the zone. Shelfie uploaded a picture the other day of his PCI feedback of his opponent that scored, I think, 4 runs, and every single hit was outside the zone. He didn't swing at a single pitch inside the zone for a base hit. If they reverted to what it was last year before they ended up having to make the PCI more sensitive and more mobile, I think it would fix a lot of things as well. So yeah, that's my overall thoughts. If you disagree or agree, please let me know in the comments. Tell me what you think are ways to fix it. Like let's get a talking point. And like I said earlier, next time you have someone say that's just baseball, send them this video, timestamp it so they know that SDS themselves said that the game is not supposed to work like that. The game's broken, man. And I know that there's a lot of people that hate the complaining, and I don't understand why. You would think that as a fan base of a game, you would want your content creators that have the voices to talk to SDS, make the complaints known to make the game better. Every other game community, they want their content creators to talk about how poorly some of the mechanics of the game are. Madden, they want them to talk shit about the game so that they fix it. 2K, FIFA, they want the top creators to talk bad about the game to fix it. The problems that are in the game, not just for no reason. I mean, it's the exact opposite in the MLB community. You guys label people as toxic for complaining about the game and not just accepting everything. I don't know why that is, but I hope that the people that are watching this, if you're one of those guys, I hope this changed your mind a little bit. And if not, then it is what it is. But yeah, let me know in the comments how you guys feel. If you guys can leave me a like and subscribe, that'd be great. We just hit 1,000 subscribers, so thank you guys for the support. Our last video hit almost 20,000 views for the cap tutorial. So I really appreciate it. We're really close to being monetized. Not that I care about monetization. So yeah, if you guys could watch this video, you got any nephews or kids that have to be on YouTube while they eat, turn this video on and make them watch this, okay? We gotta get that watch time up. I think I need 400 more watch hours until we get monetized. So yeah, appreciate you guys, love you guys. Let me know how you guys enjoyed the video. If you hated the video, let me know. I have thick skin, just let me know. But yeah, you guys take care. Appreciate you guys.